Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Cromer. I am a district commissioner in the Michigan Crossroads Council. I am also an assistant scoutmaster for a troop of girls here as well, where my wife is the scoutmaster. And I'm also a merit badge counselor for several merit badges. I wanted to bring another tool. Many of you have seen my Scout advancement tracker tool that I've posted here on this Facebook group. But I wanted to bring another tool that I've created, and this one specifically for the personal management merit badge. As a personal management merit badge counselor, I've struggled with being a counselor for scouts that have taken personal management with me when it comes to a couple of the requirements. The main requirements that they struggle with are the tracking of their expenses, the daily tracking of their expenses, creating a budget, sticking to that budget, also the time management portions of the requirements, and then also the project planning requirement. So what I've done is I've created this Excel spreadsheet or workbook to assist those scouts and also assist merit badge counselors that are also personal management merit badge counselors as a tool. So please, feel free to use this if you're a merit badge counselor for personal management and would like to give this to any of the scouts that you are counseling, or if you're a scout going through the personal management merit badge and having some troubles with the tracking of expenses, your time management, and then also the project planning requirements. So I'm going to walk you through this and show you just briefly how this works. I've formatted this so it's easy to print out on single pieces of paper. The a couple of the pages are formatted to print in portrait mode, and then a couple other pages are formatted to print in landscape mode. But it makes it real easy for the scout to jot this information down, keep track of their activities, and then also print that off and present that to the merit badge counselor. So I wanted to walk through this tool and see if anybody was interested in this. So first off, obviously this looks really small, so I'm going to blow this up so it's visible and you guys can easily see this. Make it easier to see. I'm at about 150% here. So just a cover page here, introduction to that. And obviously, if you have any changes or recommendations or any problems with the workbook, some of the formulas may be messed up. I didn't catch everything. But if you have any problems or any suggestions for changes, please feel free to contact me here by email. The second page is simple instructions on how to utilize this workbook. The key thing here is do not put any information in the shaded cells. Now, when we get into the next pages, you'll see what those shaded cells look like. Those are where formulas, take their action and are utilized, and there's no need for you to put for the scout to put any information into those cells. So read through these instructions, pretty self-explanatory, and should be easy to follow. Again, any recommendations or suggestions for improvement, please feel free to reach out to me. All right, the first major hurdle is the daily tracking of expenses. So as you know, as you may know, if you're a merit badge counselor for personal management, it asks the scouts to track 13 weeks of expenses. This can seem a daunting task, especially if they're not using a system like this, and if they're trying to remember and jot this information down on paper or whatever the case is. This makes it really, really easy. So I'll just walk through kind of a week one here. Obviously, you can enter your scout's name here at the top. Whoops. And that will transfer to all the pages, so their scout's name will be on all the future pages as well. Depending on what day you start, you change this first date here. So say I'm recording this on the 16th of July. So I will put 7/16 here, and it automatically updates all the columns all the way down throughout the 13 weeks, and it also adjusts to the corresponding day. Today is Tuesday, July 16th, so all you have to do is enter the date here, and this form automatically updates. And then this is where the scouts will track their expenses. So let's say that a scout, he or she, mowed lawns, right? And this was an income of 50. Maybe they're going to put, usually, typically it's one item per day, or you could do mow lawns and savings account, right? And then he puts 25 of that into savings, so on and so forth. The next day they spent this on lunch. Maybe they bought lunch, and that's a $10 expense. The next day, maybe it's their birthday, so birthday gifts, and they receive some cash for their birthday. You would just put 100 here, so on and so forth. You would do this for every day, and you can see on the right hand side, this automatically populates to the totals here. So for the day, the scout on day 1, the 16th, the scout is positive $25. The next day, he didn't make any money, but he spent $10, so it's a net loss or expenses of $10. And then it was his birthday, he got $100, and that will automatically tabulate down at the bottom here as well for week 1 totals. So you can see right now this scout is positive $115 for week 1, and you can do that all the way down through all 13 weeks. And when you get through all 13 weeks, this will be the grand total of all 13 weeks here down at the very bottom of the page. Also, just a recent change I've made by a recommendation from a scout is, I put in these placeholders as common things, but these headings here can be changed. One of these suggestion was, what is this other? Maybe other could be cell phone, right? And cell phone changes automatically for the whole 13 weeks. So that is the daily tracking portion of this workbook. Again, from my instructions, you see that, hey, there's no need to enter any information in the shaded areas. Actually, I think if you try to enter information in the shaded area, it will give you this alert that you're trying to put information where it doesn't belong. So do not do that. So as you can see, all the shaded areas are, have formulas attached to them, so they'll auto-populate, and you'll be good to go. All right, so that's the daily tracking. What's also nice about this is it kind of transfers, well, it does transfer over to the budget spreadsheet. So the budget spreadsheet is, you can see this middle one is where the actuals are. So that's where all that data from the daily tracking worksheet down here will now transfer automatically. Sorry, my cat's in the way. Automatically to the actuals portion of the budget worksheet, and it presents these nice little graphs over here also on the side. Now, what the scouts will have to do on this page is they will have to populate their anticipated budget for the weeks. So in week 1, how much they anticipate, say they anticipate allowance for week 1 is, $15. That's what I give my kids is $15 a week. And that will be the same pretty much all the way down. And then, maybe they mow lawn every other week or do other chores that will give them $50. $50. Let's say every other week or so. You get the idea. So you would do that all the way down, and fill that under each column. Maybe they anticipate, maybe it's during Christmas or during their birthday or any other occasion that they may get gifts. They would say, oh, my birthday is on September 11th. That's one of my kids' birthdays. So if my scout was filling this out, it's his birthday here, and he anticipates getting $100 for his birthday. That's that. So you do that for your expected income or planned income, and then you do that also for expected expenses. So I ask my kids to pay their cell phone bill out of their allowance, and they pay me $30 every month. So they will hit that every 4 weeks or so, right? So on and so forth. And then you can see this automatically starts filling all this data in. And at the bottom, it will create a nice little chart and a nice little information based on the information that the scout enters. Creates graphs, positive income, negative income, things like this. So here's total income, here's the total expenses, and if this was a negative, or below their income, this would be red, so on and so forth. So that's the budget aspect of the spreadsheet. Now let's move on to the time management. And this one maybe was probably one of the biggest challenges I see in the scouts have with their time management skills. So again, self-explanatory. Let me, well, not self-explanatory, but let me explain this a little bit to you. Blow this up a little bit. So I put in common things that are set activities. So what the merit badge requirement asks you to do is, create a schedule or a time frame for a 1 week period in which you manage your time and see how well the scouts stick to their schedule. So right now it's summer break, so we don't have any school per se, but let's just imagine that they are at scout school and they have typically 7 hours at school, we'll say. Not on a Sunday. So, and then you can change these dates as well if you want to. If you want to start on a Monday, start on a whatever day you want to start on, you would just change these days here. So Monday, let's say 7 hours, all the way across. Oops. And then maybe they play sports. My son, I'm just using my son as an example. He does cross country and he practices every day for 2 hours. Fridays are usually a light practice, so we'll say that's an hour. He does scouts. Scouts is on Monday for 1.5 hours. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't work. So I'll leave that one blank. Church is 2 hours on Sunday. And then, we got to plan in our sleeping time, right? So minimum hours of sleep. So he goes to bed at 9, 6. I'll just say minimum time sleep is 8 hours every day. So those are kind of an example of my scouts set activities. You could add additional activities in here or subtract additional activities, whatever you don't participate. Say you don't have a scout that does sports. You could put in band there or church choir or whatever the case is, right? Then you go into the to-do tasks. These are activities that they're planning to do. So he has, he take out the trash on Mondays, clean his room on Fridays, right? An hour. Homework is going to be an hour every day after school. So on and so forth. Scout worker, work on his Eagle project, work on merit badges that are outstanding, things like that. Work out in the gym. If he's not playing a sports or school sports activity or not involved in sports, we ask our my kids to work out. Then you also gotta count in for free time or fun time, right? Video games. If you don't track this and you don't keep knowledgeable of how much time you're spending on games or wasted time per se, you can lose control of this. So let's just say on Saturdays I give him. I'm just being generous here, 4 hours, and then on weekdays, Monday's not going to happen because he's got scouts, but let's say on weekdays we're giving him an hour apiece. Fridays maybe 2 hours just because it's the weekend, and then hang out with friends, do other things, and then again you could do other items, and then so on and so forth. So you could fill this all out, and this kind of, it gives you a calculation here. I've made this so it gives you a calculation of hours are available in the whole week. It is total hours, right? There's 24 hours, 7 days a week, so 101 hours minus 16, or plus 16 gives you 117.5. This leaves about 51 hours remaining of time that is kind of unscheduled for the scout. 14 looks like 14 hours of time is scheduled on Sundays. 4 hours on remaining 14 hours remaining on Sundays. 4 hours, 5, so on and so forth throughout the week. So this is the time available. If there was time available, schedule for those days. You don't need to completely get this to zero. There's no sense in fully packing every single day, so on and so forth. But that kind of, what that column is, and then you take what you actually. So this is the Scouts plan. These top two items, the red and the blue charts, are the Scouts plan, and then the green chart is the Scouts actual, what he did or she did for that week. So my son, he did go to he did go to school every day for 7 hours, right? He did do sports for 2 hours every day. So on and so forth, right? So you would fill that out. You would look at these times. They tally the times all the way down here. Maybe he didn't go to Scouts this day, so this would be a difference. He was at church camp or whatever the case is, or he wasn't feeling well and he missed Scouts. So you would just leave this blank and not do that, so on and so forth, and then you could get the totals down here. So then we asked the scout to track, kind of see what went right, what went wrong, how'd they do according to their plan. Did they stick to the plan? Did they do their activities when they plan to do the activities? What things could they adjust? And they just can simply type that in here. All right, so that's the time management aspect of this. The last one I've seen scouts struggle with is the project planning portion. And this is, I'll say, a mini kind of trial for an Eagle project, right? So, describe the project. What's the goal of the project? It could be, it could be part of an Eagle project. You could utilize this. Or it could be, hey, my project is to have my family go on a trip, to another state and do something fun. Or I'm planning to have my troop go out on an activity. My troop is planning to go horseback riding this weekend, or next month. What steps do I have to take to make that happen, right? So step one, obviously, you would walk through the steps. What do I need to do first? How long before the planned event do I have to have this activity completed or done? You can further describe your project. So, define the project, you can describe your project, and then, here's a list of resources and tools. Again, a lot of the misconception is resources and tools are things, right? But they're also, people and volunteers and vehicles and, all the things to make the project a success. So it could be, hey, I need, if we're going horseback riding, I need a trained leader in horseback riding, or a, proper, equipment, or whatever the case is, helmets, right, or whatever the case is. So you can put that all in there, and then you take these tools and resources and items, or anything. And, some of these things could be expenses, like, hey, we need helmets, so helmets, right? Could say, how many do we need? We need 10 of our youth are going, and they cost, I'll just say 25. I don't know how much helmets cost, but we'll just say $25. So that's $250 we need for this and that. And then you would do that all the way down. Are we providing food? So food, if you're creating your own lunch or breakfast, or whatever cases, you would break those down, itemized. I need eggs, right? How many eggs? I need hash browns. And I need sausage links, right? These are just examples. So eggs, enough to feed 10 scouts. We'll probably need, again, I'm bad at guessing this stuff, so let's say 4 dozen. 4 dozen at, I think they're $4 a piece. Hash browns, we'll need 4 bags of those at $5 a piece. And sausage links, we'll need 3 packages of those at, let's just say, $8. All right, so what this does is, once you get all your items in here, your budget items, it could be reservations for, how much does it cost to go horseback riding? Reservations, right? Or, quantity of 1, it's $100, right? So you would do that, and then how many people are going to your camp out, or your event, or your whatever case is? Hey, we said we were having 10 scouts going, so it's going to be $41 per person. So this again kind of makes that process a little simpler for the scouts, and that is basically the summary of this project workbook that I've created. So I hope you all find this helpful. And helpful to your scouts, or if you're a personal management merit badge counselor, helpful to you, and a tool that you'll be able to hand out to scouts that are working with you. If you have any questions, again, feel free to email me, jdcromer@gmail.com. I will post. Obviously, I'm going to post this on Facebook. You can respond to them in the comments there as well. Multiple ways to get a hold of me. And then I'm always looking for what is the next thing that I can do to help improve the program. Is there another merit badge that's kind of intensive, like personal management, that could utilize a workbook similar to this, or whatever the case is? So if you have those suggestions, please feel free to reach out to me and let me know. Again, thanks everyone, and have a great day, and we'll see you on the flip side.